How do you go and hook your ideal client's attention in today's busy and noisy world? I'm about to show you a 3-step process that's going to grab the attention of your client, move them into your funnel so you can get better, faster results and more profitable sales funnels. Let's jump in to today's video. So when you're building a sales funnel for your business, there's really 2 elements that become super important if you want it to perform. And when a sales funnel performs, it means you get a steady flow of new leads and new inquiries into your business, and the funnel goes out 24/7 and speaks to your ideal clients and just keeps bringing you leads. So you definitely want a sales funnel in your business, and these are the 2 pieces that you want to get right. So the first piece is what we're going to focus on today, which is the hook. How do we literally, in today's noisy world, hook our ideal clients and bring them into that funnel? And the second point, which we're going to do in our next video, is the offer. How do you combine these 2 powerhouse elements to create that flood of new clients? Let's jump into the hook and get started here first of all. So you can see this drawing that I've already done for you. We're going to be exploring each of these different concepts, and there are some critical points that we need to put in place which really are going to be the difference that makes the difference. So let's start off right at the beginning. A good hook knows exactly who you are talking to. You need to have a very clear idea of who the target market is. And when it comes to target markets, there's a lot of people that get very wishy-washy. So where they go wrong a lot of the time is they're like, well, I know who my target market is, Adam. It's women aged between 25 and 45. And they're from London, or wherever it might be, they're from New York. Now, when you have that kind of targeting, and that's who you're talking to such a wide array of people that it almost becomes impossible to get your message across and create something that hooks people. Let me explain this for you. Is it likely that there are women between 25 and 45 in London that work in corporate jobs and are absolutely smashing it, earning millions of pounds a year? Well, yes, there is. There are also women aged between 25 and 45 living in London that have no interest in a career and, are quite happy going to the gym every day. Of course there is. So which one do you want? And the thing is your message can't suit both. It needs to suit one. So when it comes to creating a really compelling hook that grabs people's attention, the first thing you need to do, instead of looking at their demographics, which is how old they are, where they're from, which is their geographics, you need to instead focus on their identity. So their identity is what they align with. And everybody has identities that they align with. So for example, if you're watching this right now and I say, hey, business owners, am I going to grab your attention? If you're a business owner, I probably am. If I say, hey, football fans, you're like, I don't like football, that didn't talk to me. Right? Or I say, hey, mums, you're like, I'm not a mum, I'm a dad, or vice versa. That identity, we all have multiple identities that we associate with. And when you want to hook people's attention, the easiest way to do it is to know who you want and to call them by that identity quickly, because you'll just grab their attention so much faster. So what I'd really like you to start considering when building this ideal hook for your business is who the target market is and what identity will they respond to. Now you'll notice if you see a lot of the ads for my sales funnels, I'm calling the attention of business owners because that's who I serve. If you're watching this and you don't want to run a business, it may not well be the right thing for you. I'm okay with that. As long as you want to run a business or you want to grow a business or you're working with someone that's running a business, you want to grow it, then that's fine. My target market is business owners. Who is your target market and what is their identity? And then you can go layers deep into that. Now what we've spoken about is the identity. Your hook should call out that identity. Now what this means is when you're building your sales funnel and people actually land on the pages for the first time, you want to explain to them that it's for business owners, or it's for mums, it's for gym goers, it's for podcasters. Whoever your target market is, you want to call it out fast so they know it's for them. Today's world's so busy and so noisy, nobody gives you any time anymore. And if they're not sure it's for them, they just jump straight off. So the first parts of your target market is what's their identity? What are you going to call them out as in your ads, in your content to drive them into your sales funnel? Now, one thing that's also super important as you're considering this, because straight away your mind should be going, okay, who is my identity? Who is the one that I want? And how am I going to call them out? What you need to make sure when you're deciding this identity is that identity willing and able to be able to purchase your product or service. So it's like, okay, able means have they got the financial means? If you were to go, hey, teenagers, and they loved your product or service, great, but if they can't buy it because they haven't got any money, it's not going to be too helpful for you. I've actually seen this a few times in the past with clients that, do therapy and things like that. Like, well, most of my clients are teenagers. They come in, I'm like, yeah, but they're not your clients. The parents are paying you, they're the clients. So the actual target market, the actual identity is attention, parents of teenagers. Make sense? So you've got to make sure that these little details, they're going to make the difference when you're hooking people into your world. You've got to hook the right people, not the wrong people. So make sure that those people are willing, i.e., for example, do parents want their children to get help or do they want them to get therapy? Yes. Do teenagers want therapy? No, probably not. So teenagers, not only are they not willing to take it, they're not able, but parents, they're willing and they're able. That's just an example of like a million different businesses that you could use as examples, but this is the methodology. What's their identity? Can you call it out? Are they willing? Are they able? You've just completed step one. Oh, and by the way, if you want to figure this topic out and want to go deep, deep, deep and really now how to build your funnel out, how to make more money with it, go over to the description because I have a training called the 7-Figure Funnel Summit. It's 4 hours, it goes deep on funnels and it literally will show you how to fill your business with new clients and leads. But hey, let's get back to the video. We've got to now address the pain that our target market is most likely in. Now, this is a little bit of a problem which a lot of people miss, this little bit of detail, which I think is going to be important to you. When they're calling their target market out, they say and presume people are in pain when they're not. So this becomes very important that you use some certain types of language to communicate. For example, maybe is a great word because let's just play this out. Imagine you're a business owner, and you probably are if you're watching this, and I come out and say, hey, business owner, you need more leads for your business. You'd be like, who's this guy telling me what to do? And like, what's all that about? And you might not like it. But if I said, hey, business owners, maybe you're currently feeling like you need more leads for your business. And all of a sudden that word has softened the communication and hooked the interest much, much quicker because it's suggestive language rather than being told. People don't like to be told, they like to have the option, and that word, that suggestion allows them to lean into that. Now you can use that in an ad for your sales funnel. You can actually use it in the copywriting for your sales funnel as well. So maybe you've tried using ads before and they've not worked, rather than you've used ads before and they didn't work. It's a very slight, subtle difference that can make a strong difference in your communication. Another one, which is again really simple, is perhaps. Perhaps you tried using different types of ads and they haven't worked for you. Again, this suggestive language allows you to open up the conversation to more people, have better conversations with your target audience, and build more rapport with them because you've got that like small little detail within your communication. So creating a great hook, what's the identity? Make sure you establish what the pain points are that people are experiencing and then suggest those pain points to your audience. By suggesting them, you're going to build more rapport and you're going to get much greater results. The third step is now literally taking them on the journey, and hopefully you've been noticing, which by the way, noticing is a great word as well for exactly that point. But what you're noticing is we are going to appeal to someone here, we're going to tell them that we feel their pain, and we're going to take them to a happier place. That is what a hook does. It grabs somebody's attention that we want, communicates that we know how they feel, and suggests that we want to take them to a better place. That's all it is. It's very simple. So it's this place that you need to communicate to someone's wants, needs, and desires. So let's just take the example that I just did, and let's now add on this last point. Hey, business owners, maybe you've been creating tons of content, but for whatever reason on social media, you've not been able to get your message out there and you're feeling frustrated. Perhaps you're asking yourself, where am I going to get the leads from? but they're just not coming in. However, you want more leads. You know that you need more leads for your business to grow. And frankly, you're wanting to be in a place where you can just have more leads coming in on autopilot and just know that you're in a better place and your business is going to grow. Now, all of a sudden, you've got bop, 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 communicated those in 3 different elements. So what you're doing is you're communicating here to someone's wants, their needs, their desires, and there's one sort of really nifty move that you can add in to your hooks, which is really cool at the end, and you can say without. And this is where you simply repeat the pain, right? So, attention business owners, maybe you're struggling to get new leads in your business. Perhaps you feel like you tried everything, it's not working, and you want to be in a position where you get new leads into your business. You know that you need it for growth. You're dreaming of a time where you're not spending loads of time and effort, and instead you're getting leads on autopilot. And frankly, you want to do it without working really hard but getting no results. If the answer to that is yes, then we need this sales funnel. So that is an example of how you take someone on a journey and communicate a powerful hook to them. Now, the bit that you just saw was the transition to the offer. I don't know if you were noticing that, but I was literally transitioning into the offer. I gave you the hook. Now, the offer is the thing that they're going to do next to solve their problem. So the hook grabs their attention, takes them on a journey, and the journey it takes them on is towards the offer that is going to solve their pain point and give them, well, that's an unhappy face, right? And give them their desire, which is their gain point. So now you know the formula for creating a great hook. You're going to be able to grab the attention of your ideal market and bring them into your funnel. What you need next is that next step of having the offer that takes them from pain to gain. And you'll see that link to this video where you can go and watch the next video after this one and find out exactly how to do that. We're literally putting the pieces of the puzzle together for you step by step. And by the way, just in case you missed it, we also did a video on why you need a sales funnel in 2025, why this has now literally become critical for business owners. If you missed that already, go and watch that video.